what is going on? Okay, hold on. Okay, so y'all come on in, hang out. We are making a wreath on probably one of the smallest bases I've ever done. So, yeah. Okay, volume's working. So there we go. I can hear myself. I was like, who's talking? It's me. Sorry. Okay, so can y'all still hear me? I want to make sure y'all can hear me still. So we are using this is a 10-inch wreath frame, a 10-inch one. This one came from Michael's. These are, some of them are kind of iffy. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I have to find the prettier ones. So this one was one of the prettier ones, and that's why I chose that one. But we're actually gonna make a wreath using it, and I want to use this Norfolk garland, this Norfolk one, which is really nice. But I need to cut it up because I just need the picks off of it. I don't really need the whole garland. So sometimes using garlands as a base are really great because you get a lot of picks off of them. Sometimes, like when I go shopping like for deco, I'll order the picks, but I'll also look to see if they have a garland because I like to have some. When I design, y'all, sometimes I like to have a lot of unison. So if I run out of a garland, at least I'll have the picks, or vice versa. If I run out of the picks, I'll use the garland because a lot of garlands are made up of the exact same pick. I know y'all have seen that before. Especially if you've shopped with us before at DecoExchange, we use a lot of greenery, and so if I can find it in a garland form, we'll use that as well. But I'm just trimming these up. These are going to be individual stems. So each little end of this has 2 pieces of Norfolk on it, and then the one at the end. But I just need I'm going to just trim this all off, y'all. Okay. So there we go. Throw that away. So we got quite a few pieces out of that. So we did 2. So let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 33 pieces. So I'm just going to take that out. Take that 33. So I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, so we're going to use 16 on that one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I've got 16 of those. So I want to just use 16 on one. Okay, and then I have the trusty pine stem from Hobby Lobby. This is one of my favorites, you guys. This, I know people are starting to shop at Hobby Lobby for their Christmas decorations, but a lot of our customers, you guys, a lot of our viewers as well are also makers. And us as makers, we always have to try to be ahead of the game. Like I told my mom yesterday, because we actually went out of town yesterday, because we went to go see Wicked for Good, the second part of the Wicked movie, and it was absolutely amazing. Great job. But we stopped at Hobby Lobby, and there were still people buying for fall, and I was like, these people are crazy. They're buying for fall. I was like, oh, Thanksgiving's next week, and my mom's like, yeah, but they're regular people. They're not designers like you, where you're already thinking Valentine's Day. And I was like, yeah. So it's November 20th. Well, yesterday was November 19th. And I'm thinking Valentine's Day already. Like I have a few things for Valentine's Day already pulled. So us as makers or designers, like we always have to be ahead of the game. But one thing I always like to talk about too is finding stuff that you can use in a lot of different designs. And this is one of them. That's what, like the whole story was to go back to this. This is one of those pieces. This pine pick, y'all, is one of my absolute favorites. This one does come from Hobby Lobby, and you can get 6 cuts out of this. So we are going to just use these as little pieces, individual picks, versus using them as whole stems. But I love this. I love this greenery. I know a lot of our followers love this greenery. It's a really nice pine stem. It also comes in a darker color. I tend to not buy that darker color. I don't know what it is, but I do filter through, and I find the ones that are a little bit brighter green versus that darker green. So yeah. But good morning, y'all. Y'all come on in. Thanks for hanging out with me. It is Thursday. We usually do a YouTube tutorial here on DecoExchange. So welcome. So we have 16 of those, and then I've got 8 of these. Okay, so that means I'm going to use this on another one. Okay, then I also do have some berries. Now these I'm only going to use probably one stem, unless I can find another 2 stems, but let me see. So I don't have that, but I do have this. So on my way back home the other day, I actually stopped at Ellis Home and Garden in Beaumont, and I fell in love with this greenery. I don't know what this is called, but it is, I think it's like a version of their cedar. So that's where this one came from, you guys. But I absolutely loved it. I was like, I'm going to buy this just in case. It was super affordable. It were only, I think, $2.50. So I did buy a handful of them. But we're going to start with this. So I'm going to use my greenery that I have the most of first. Okay. I have 16 pieces of this. 16 pieces of this greenery. Now, on most grapevines, you have the grapevine like that. So I kind of like to follow a pattern. And this actually is going to be a nice sized wreath. It's going to be, I'm going to say probably after the ending, it's going to be about like that big. So a 10-inch base, y'all, you can make big. Y'all know I love to use some smaller bases and make my stuff look ginormous. Okay. So we're going to come on in. We're going to glue in our Norfolk first. Absolutely love this greenery. And this one I have 16 pieces of. And you'll notice we're starting to go in a triangle pattern. 1, 2, 3. Yo, I was never really a theater kid. I know, shocker. I was never a theater kid, but I definitely would love to see Wicked on Broadway. I've never been to New York City, and I would love to go one day. That's one of my dreams, is to go to New York City. But I want to go to New York City during Christmas, not during spring. Okay. So you see how it's already starting to fill out really nicely? Yeah, we're supposed to get some like weather today, I think. It's supposed to rain today. So we're going to put this. That's actually a really good question. Gloria asked. So sometimes I do try and read the comments, you guys, and answer them as some are answered, because I know some of y'all will catch the replay of this, but us being live, we get to answer a few of the questions. So Gloria asked, do I clean up my grapevines beforehand? No, I don't. I do not. I do not clean up my grapevines. The only time I wouldn't consider it clean up your grapevines, but if I'm working on a project and I see like there's like leaves or something, like I'll take some of those out. Like if it's a big clump of leaves, I'll take that out. But as far as like fully cleaning a grapevine, no, I don't. So it just depends on like if there's a big clump of leaves or anything on there. Okay. So now we've added in our Norfolk. Look how pretty, look how big that is already. Look how that wreath grew. Look how that wreath grew. So this is on a 10-inch base. A 10-inch base, and I did get this at Michael's. We don't carry these at DecoExchange. The smallest base we carry is a 14-inch base. So that's the smallest base we carry. We carry that in round and oval. Yeah, so that's actually one of my dreams, to go to New York City for Christmas. Actually, not for Christmas. I want to do it like before Christmas. But I also thought about one year going for New Year's, and one of my if you guys did not know, I used to work at a grocery store. So we're gonna come in with our pine right here. We're gonna start filling in some of those gaps. I used to work in a grocery store, and he used to live in New York, and I told him, I was like, I would love to go to New York City for New Year's Eve, and he's like, oh God. He's like, if you ever do, just know, there's no public restrooms. I was like, huh? He's like, yeah. He's like, basically every store shuts down. He's like, people wear Depends to go to New York for New Year's Eve, and I was like, oh no, thank you. Never mind. Abort mission. Good morning, y'all. So we're coming in with our pine. I love this pine, y'all. Look how nice it's starting to fill out. It's starting to fill out really, really nicely. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're just gonna keep going back and forth. Notice I've gone outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Hey, Deanne. Yeah, so I'm like, you know what? We're not gonna do that. I don't want to do that. I am perfectly fine watching it on TV. Now, if you use a glue pot, you can 100% glue it in that way. I just prefer a glue gun, you guys. That's just my go-to. I've used glue guns for years, so yo, this looks pretty. Look how pretty that is. Just a nice mix of pine and the Norfolk. I love that. It's so pretty. It's coming along perfectly. I'm loving this. And if you notice, you guys, everything's following one pattern. It's all going the same direction. I'm not the biggest fan of um putting stuff like in different directions. I'm not. So on this stem right here, this is the one that I got at Ellis Home and Garden, um which I'm definitely not gonna lie, y'all, I am a buyer for DecoExchange, so I'm definitely gonna look for something like this when I go to market in January, because I think this is absolutely gorgeous. But you get 6 little pieces off of this. I'm gonna cut this in half so I get 2 pieces out of it. Okay, so there we go. 3 pieces, not bad. I love the look of this one. This is really pretty. Okay, so we're gonna come on in with this, and I only used what is it? 2 stems? No, 3 stems. So I got 6 pieces. So we're gonna come on in with this. Oh, y'all, look how pretty that looks. Look how pretty just me adding that one piece really just made this pop. Look at that. Y'all, this is what makes me happy. This right here, floral design, getting to do what I love to do every single day, inspiring you guys to, think outside that box. But look, look at that. So pretty. So pretty. And it's crazy to me to think that, like, being a design coach is it's something that I never thought I would ever do, honestly. I never saw. I mean, I love playing with florals, and I love playing with glitter and all the things, but I never thought that it would lead me to inspire thousands of people every single day to do something different that's not the norm, right? So, but I love this. And I have that one little extra piece of Norfolk. I think that's where I'm going to put that, because it's looking a little bare up there. It's fine. Perfect. But look how pretty that is. Look at that. So we put in just 3, and now we're going to put in the other 3. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about. If y'all didn't know, if you're new here, welcome. I am a creative design coach in the design school for Rutgers University. So if you want to hang out with me, I'm live every Monday at 7:30, unless we have to do a schedule change. Like this week, I'll actually be live on Saturday evening at 7:30. So I'm super excited about that, because I don't usually get to do Saturday evenings, but because I was traveling home, we changed my schedule. so I love this greenery. Someone asked what store in Beaumont. It's Ellis Pottery. Ellis Home and Garden. It's right off the interstate. So that's what actually made it easy for me to stop there. I was like, it's right off the interstate. It's not that far off of it. Okay, so look how pretty that is. Love this. So we got a mix of the cedar. We've got some Norfolk. We've also got some just regular pine. Absolutely gorgeous. So this is something I'm going to tell you. I love doing this. This is absolutely gorgeous. And I want to, of course, add in some red berries. I wish I really had some more stems of these red berries. But I might. I actually might. So, I don't have any more of those red berries. I don't. So, I might just opt out of the berries because I want to make another one of these. We're going to make another one. So, as you make one, if you know you have access to being able to buy more of the greenery, then you can 100% do multiples, right? But this is not just a wreath, you guys. It's not just a wreath. Now imagine this on the bottom, like a candle holder, like this, like just like that. Love that. It's a really nice, like wintry wreath. You can add in flocked stems if you want to, but I am choosing to not use flocked this year. But oh, y'all, this is so pretty. Now we can come in with a bow. Gotta make sure that's the red and not the pink. And this is the flashy velvet in the red and gold. So I kind of want to put a bow about like right here in this general area. So I want to start off with the tail. Pinch. And 13-inch loops. That might have been too big. Yep, that's too big. So let's go down to 10-inch. Yep, that's better. 10, and then I want to bump it up to 12. Very traditional, just red velvet. Now, of course, on a larger wreath, I'm going to tell you you're going to need more greenery and more picks, more sprays. Why does that lip look so funny? So simple designs, you guys. A lot of people are starting to love that, like, very simple, minimalistic look. It's been trending for a few years, but just look how pretty that bow looks on that. And now you can do the bow at the top. You can do the bow on the sides, but I want this one about right here. Let's see. Put my garland tie. There it is. It's getting lost in there. Okay. You can manipulate some of the greenery back. Okay. And because I want a little bling bling, you guys, I buy stuff like this at Hobby Lobby. You can also find different things to use, but because I love a little bling bling, I love to add some right there, covering my mechanics of my wire. So I'll add in a little bit of bling, just like that. So of course they come in different colors. I found the red and green at Hobby Lobby as well. Different. Love this one. Another little tip I will tell you is I've actually bought earrings as well from, I think these came from Home Goods or TJ Maxx or something like that. So you can also use that in there. But think outside the box, you guys. Think outside the box. Now I'm just going to glue this directly onto there. Okay, so we're just going to hold that in right there so it stays. And you know, if you use the right greenery and the right techniques, your friends, family are going to think, oh my god, where'd you buy that wreath at? And you can turn around and tell them, I didn't buy that, I actually made that. So love how this just, I love how this just looks like this. Very, very classic, very simple Christmas, winter. This can actually go through like Valentine's Day if you wanted to. Okay. But absolutely gorgeous. And there's hardly anything on the back. There's maybe one or two pieces that I gotta just trim up just a little bit. But one thing I'm gonna tell you, do not, as you're making your grapevine wreaths, don't just jab the product in there. Go with the flow, with the grain of the grapevine, right? You tuck that in. You want to make sure you're tucking that in. You don't want to just jab these and then have them sticking out the top. No, you want to have them kind of angled in all the way through. So now that I've kind of added my bow, I think I can get away with just one stem of these red berries. Now, I love, now this came from Walmart. I want to tell you guys, I shop just about anywhere because I know a lot of you guys shop just about anywhere. So, these actually came from Walmart. Really great berry picks. They're nice and they're pretty. We actually used this on Melanie's tree this year. But absolutely gorgeous red berry pick. So I'm going to dry run it and see if I can get away with just the one pick. If not, and I don't think I'm going to be able to, being 100% honest. I might. I'm not crazy about just the one pick. Be 100% honest with you. I'm not crazy about just using the one stem. Yeah, I'm not crazy with it. It looks weird. So, we're not going to use the berries. We're not going to use the berries. I can save those for another project. Honestly, I think just the greenery itself is pretty by itself. So, yeah, I like that better. I like that without the greenery on it. Without the oh gracious, what is it? The berries. Okay, so good idea for a multiple. You know, you can also offer different bow options, different bling options, but definitely a good multiple, I think. Just flip that out a little bit prettier. It looked different. It looked like there was like too much space. I think if I had more of the berries, I could 100% do that. But yeah, I only have 2 stems of them. I didn't buy any more, so. But love this. Love this. Okay, so we started off with a 10-inch base. This is what our base looked like. This is what it looked like before. Then we added in our, so we did cut up a garland, and I got 16 pieces, and I have enough for another project. 16 pieces of that Norfolk greenery in there all the way around, going one direction. And then I came in with 2 stems of the pine from Hobby Lobby. I love that. And then 3 stems of this cedar. And that's it. But I'm looking at it in the picture, you guys, in the replay on the screen, and this definitely 100% looks like it looks real. I love this. I love how this looks. Sometimes you gotta just manipulate the greenery a little bit. Like I see a spot right here. That can actually go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. But we used half of a garland, half of a Norfolk garland, which was actually really inexpensive because I think that was like less than like $10. And then we came in with that pine. So those 2 picks of pine, a total of what, $3 for 2 picks? Yes, please. And then I brought in that cedar, which was $2.50. So 1, 2, 5, $7.50. So $10.50. Maybe there's maybe $30 in this. But look how much it's grown off that grapevine. Oh, that's a good, right? This is a good one right here. So earlier, Gloria asked if I clean up my grapevines. I really don't. But if y'all see like a big clump of leaves like this one right here, do you guys see that? Like that, I will clean out. I'll clean that out. But other than that, that's really as far as, that's as good as the cleaning goes for me, honestly. Okay, but y'all, that's all I got for y'all. I'm gonna get off here because I gotta make the other one of this. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's just a really nice greenery wreath to have all for the winter season. Notice it's not Christmas specific. It's not January specific. It's not February specific. But this is definitely something that you can use December, January, February, probably March, up until like spring starts rolling around. But absolutely love this. And it's going to be something that if you use the right greenery and pieces, your neighbor's going to be like, "Oh my god, how did you get your fresh pine greenery to stay alive so long?" Haha, fooled ya. It's all artificial. Okay? But y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Next Thursday is Thanksgiving, so I will not be live on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna spend time with my family. Um, I'm gonna show up to eat like I normally do. But y'all have a good rest of y'all's day, rest of y'all's weekend. Y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. And then actually I'm gonna tell you guys, I will not be live here on YouTube until I'm gonna make up some days here on YouTube, so I need to tell Damon that. But we have one scheduled for the 11th, for the 11th of December. So I'm not gonna be here for 2 weeks. Um, one because of Thanksgiving, and then number two, I'm actually gonna be traveling back home on December 4th. So, yeah, I'm gonna be traveling back home on December 4th. My flight actually does not leave that airport till like 5:30, so there's no way I can actually make it here in time to do a tutorial. But I might surprise y'all. I might come if I make it home early enough. I can probably go live on Friday the 5th, but we'll see. I'll definitely send out notification. But y'all have a good rest of y'all's day, and I will see y'all next time. Okay.